It's so good for you. I mean, we can be getting our clients to have like all of these Globe Artichoke, dandelion, St. Mary's thistle, all of these liver herbs are just amazing, but they each have this extra little bit that counts them as them. And in this case, this Globe Artichoke has this amazing, antioxidants. Who would have thought because of the antioxidants, they'd think, let's do a trial on this. Because of the antioxidants. And there's so many things with antioxidants in them. And they chose Globe, something we've been using traditionally for a really, really long time. Hello and welcome. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to your needs, the needs of the practicing natural therapist. With interviews, herbal discussions, something business and something clinical each week, you'll get the variety you need and enjoy to stay motivated in practice. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mentoring with Geraldine, the Bite Size Podcast. And we've got Christine Thomas with us again from the Herbal Extract Company in Sydney. We're going to be talking about Globe Artichoke today. And Globe Artichoke is actually one of my favorites. I ran out yesterday. I poured the last bit that I had into my client's bottle and I didn't have enough, and I had to race around to another herbalist and get 20 mils off her to fill my order. So I have got my order winging its way for my next bottle of Globe Artichoke. I use it a lot with my clients if they've got for lipid lowering, when I'm looking at a lipid profile and things like that. So it's part of those herbal mixes when they've got lots going on. And you've got some really good research here that I totally wasn't aware of, and it's just made me even more confident with the client that I gave it to yesterday, that I've completely given it to the right person because of his high blood pressure and everything else. So tell us about the research that you found there and everything about Globe, Christine.
Yes, well, the problem with some of these herbs is it's very hard to find human studies. And also I find it with the liver herbs, same as St. Mary's thistle, also tend to have a lot of the studies done on the constituents, but not on the whole herb.
Yeah.
So I was very excited to find a study this year, in a gold standard trial, so the randomized double-blind placebo-controlled clinical trial, investigating the effects of Globe Artichoke on blood pressure and body mass index in hypertensive patients. So, obviously we normally think of it as a liver, gallbladder, digestive herb. Researchers were looking into it, into hypertension, mainly because it's a rich source of antioxidants.
Yeah.
And they did find that it was 40 patients over 8 weeks. They received 500 milligrams twice a day in capsule form. There was a significant improvement in the body mass index compared with placebo. Yeah, that's always a good result when you get some.
It's a fantastic result because there's people with the higher BMI, and they've got the high blood pressure. Of course, they're at risk from stroke and all the other things that go along with it. So having something that can really help, not just with the digestion, but with all the follow on, you've got a larger BMI. Generally, you're not digesting very well anyway. You might be slower in your bowel habits and all of the things that go with being the larger individual. And so to have a herb that's really going to help to reduce that blood pressure, to support the digestion, overall improve your health, is going to mean that you're going to be able to move more physically, I guess emotionally as well. But the bowel and everything else is going to get working that bit better as well. It's a phenomenal herb. And, I do remember thinking many moons ago, I was eating artichokes and I was like, oh, aren't I doing well? But Globe Artichoke is actually different, isn't it, to the artichokes we get?
Yeah, exactly. I know you do think, and it is in season now.
Yeah.
A lovely vegetable, very unusual for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But actually, it's the leaf. Yes, I actually have some of the leaf here. It's been
green
chopped, so it's very velvety.
Nice.
If I hold it up a bit closer.
Yeah, it's very velvety, very green. We can really see
it's sort of like a paler green, and so it's the leaf part that we use. While I'm at it, I'll just show you when I pour it into water. You can see it just goes,
Oh, it's very golden, isn't it? Amazing, clear, golden.
The antioxidants in there.
Yeah, it's so good for you. We can be getting our clients to have like all of these Globe Artichoke, dandelion, St. Mary's thistle, all of these liver herbs are just amazing, but they each have this extra little bit that counts them as them. And in this case, this Globe Artichoke has this amazing, antioxidants. Who would have thought because of the antioxidants, they'd think, let's do a trial on this. Because of the antioxidants. And there's so many things with antioxidants in them. And they chose Globe, something we've been using traditionally for a really, really long time.
And it has been used traditionally, like you said, for stimulating bile flow and assisting the liver to digest fats and just as a liver tonic. But I haven't found any recent human studies investigating that. There are preclinical studies.
Right.
So, and it has demonstrated in those studies like an ability to protect the liver and even regenerate the liver cells.
Wow.
So as we've discussed, you can't extrapolate that to human use, but it's a good sign. We can at least try, can't we?
Yeah.
And it supports its traditional use. I think a lot of these preclinical studies are good because they support the traditional use.
Yeah.
So scientists sort of conclusive yet. They haven't sort of concluded that it's good for the liver, but they're optimistic that the long-standing use in humans for digestive and bowel problems is justified.
Yeah.
Indigestion, nausea. They also said it may play a role in lowering cholesterol and heart disease. So there we get the 2020 trial that we just talked about.
Yeah, which is it's amazing. So I'm totally confident in my mix that I gave my man yesterday that it's got even more value today. So,
that's the thing about herbs. They're sort of holistic in that they treat not just one system. Sometimes they often treat many different. I just want to try while I'm here to bitterness.
Yeah, because is it bitter? Oh, yeah.
And it's that bitterness that makes the liver herbs work most of the time. That's why they're included in the aperitifs, traditional aperitif drinks.
Yeah, we do need a good bitter to help us digest and get that gallbladder functioning. Oh, I was going to say something a bit strange there. I was going to combine those words. So, it'd be really good if they did some more research with it to find out whether it does regenerate those liver cells. It'd be absolutely amazing to find out that something we've been using for all these years has even more benefit. And it's so amazing. They've given it in a capsule. Yeah. So it's clearly that herb, considering the placebo group, what did they get? They got starch powder. So there's no comparison. They got starch. So it's not like they were getting, some other herb or anything else. They were getting starch. Right. So, and those, to get those changes is really significant. So it's really good to see this extra research coming in. So we covered everything about you, dear Globe. It's very pretty. Those green leaves, the fluff on the leaves, because you can almost see somehow, because it's got all that, the leaves themselves, when they're like that, you sort of think, they've got this affinity, this softness and this soothing almost. Yeah. It's not necessarily a doctrine of signatures. They're green and our livers are not green. That sort of soothing look to them, that soft, gentle look to them as they really support and reduce blood pressure and soften, I guess, in their own little way. Yeah. So now have I missed anything there? Is there anything else we need to talk about? Glow?
From my highlight, I haven't actually done a monograph on this one to research in depth, but it is one of our traditional. We have some new herbs, but this is one of the very traditional herbs that have been used for a long time for support. Yeah,
it's a goodie. It's definitely always on my shelf, except I guess it's in the post right now because I've had to order some from the wholesaler. So it's winging its way towards me now since I've just run out. But right, well, we might leave it there then. This is a very bite-sized one for Globe Artichoke. It was lovely chatting with you again, Christine. Thank you very much for joining us on the Bite Size Podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.